How amazing is nature and animals? Look at this mother here with all these babies. That must be a lot of hard work. And can you blame her? Sometimes a mother just wants a break. Look at her relaxing up there. The template I'm going to use for today is eat, sleep, change, lives, repeat. That is really something we want to be doing, having a positive impact on each other's lives. Remember this orangutan that drives around in its golf cart? Now it's got a friend. As you know, we love looking for business opportunities around every corner. Guys, what about makeup for animals, huh? Imagine this. Imagine all the ladies that like makeup can get makeup for their dogs and their beloved pets. Real business opportunity for the future. And also hairdos, false hair, getting them all nice and stylish.
Time for the ultimate killer's test. How would the piranha react to my duck? So, we have our oven ready here. We'll just give it a dabble.
You've got to make it look as if this animal's struggling to break free of the surface.
Time for me to get to grips with one, carefully.
Nice and tightly and get the other hand behind the gills.
Picking up piranhas is like handling a cocked and loaded gun with a hair trigger.
Let's have a look at the teeth. We can see just how powerful those jaws are.
They are incredible, aren't they?
They cut straight through flesh.
Even bigger is.
Guys, how funny is this pelican? It thinks this little animal is so juicy, so plump, it would make a wonderful meal, but it just can't fit it in. Look at the speed of a fly's reaction time. 8 milliseconds I think it takes for the fly to react and to start flying. These beachgoers thought they could relax behind the takeoff area of a Boeing. It must have been quite amazing actually feeling the power of that wind. Interesting fact after seeing this jet takeoff, sperm whales are the loudest animals on Earth with a vocalization reaching astonished 230 decibels. A jet engine from about 100 feet away is 140 decibels. At about 150 decibels your eardrums burst. The threshold for death is around 180 to 200, so a sperm whale can kill you with sound. Here again, a sperm whale can kill a human with sound at about 230 decibels, which can vibrate the human body to pieces. Watch out for social media, guys. Listen to what Elon Musk, I think he cancelled all his social media platforms from Instagram to whatever. He says constantly comparing yourself to other people, if you're more beautiful, if you're thinner, if you're faster, if you're more wealthy, is a very bad thing. Be happy with your life and yourself and develop yourself day for day.
But one of the issues with social media, it's been pointed out by many people, is that I think maybe particularly Instagram, people look like they have a much better life than they really do.
Right.
So
By design.
yeah, people are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. Even if they're not modifying the pictures, they're at least selecting the pictures for the best lighting, the best angle. So people basically seem they're way better looking than they basically really are.
Right.
And they're way happier seeming than they really are. So if you look at everyone on Instagram, you might think, man, there are all these happy, beautiful people, and I'm not that good looking and I'm not happy. So I must suck, and that's gonna make people sad. So when in fact, those people you think are super happy, actually not that happy. Some of the happiest seeming people, actually some of the saddest people in reality. And nobody looks good all the time. It doesn't matter who you are. So I think things like that can make people quite sad.
Well,
just by comparison, because you just sort of people generally think of themselves relative to others. We are constantly rebaselining our expectations. And you can see this, say, if you watch some show like Naked and Afraid, or if you just go and try living in the woods by yourself for a while, and you'll learn that civilization is quite great. It has a lot of it. People want to come back to civilization pretty fast on Naked and Afraid.
Do something great with your career. Create products and services that change people's lives for the better. Look at these synthetic limbs and even a beak for an eagle that's really helping people and animals. What do you love to do? Turn your passion into your business. Look at this older gentleman. He really loves what he does. Turn your passion into a business. Look at these Falcon races. The prize money, I think, is $1 million. Look at these yacht races. Around the world, there are various races with huge prize money. You can make a living out of your passion.
احنا اليوم بنختمها ختامها مسك بس والله مشتاقين لكن الله على الحي قريب الله يا رب يجمعكم على خير بسم الله ما شاء الله تبارك الرحمن انطلقت نجمة هذا الموسم نجمة أرنا نجمة أنت نجم هذا البطولة فخر الأجيال نجمة فعلا
بلاد الحز روح يلا يا راشد يلا يا بن مجري بسم الله تبارك الرحمن درب يا 11 نعم دبي فزع الله اكبر الله ابذري نعم ابذري مجدي بل جديد 11. هذا هو 11 دائما.
Welcome to the sailing and tourist mecca of Bermuda, which this week hosts the Bermuda Sail Grand Prix presented by Hamilton Princess.
We're waiting for Canada to turn down towards the start. Watch for the line to turn white, and the season 3's underway. Great start by the Canadians. Great start by Ainsley. It's a sprint now for Mark 1. It's going to be how fast can we foil to lead at this crucial Mark 1.
Here we go through gate number 3, and this is going to be a tight crossing. Look at this.
Tight moment for New Zealand. Fly too high as he dives inside, but he takes third. Phil Robertson's Canadian crew must stay clear and expect him to fly fast over the top.
Sort of upwind on the downwind, and the French have gone back to where they took the lead, and the British are right on their heels. This is going to be a sprint to the bottom gate, and the French have to defend the British.
Day number 2 to kick things off, and race number 4, and it's Spain.
Yeah, this is the umpires. France, you have been black flagged. Taking you to watch, you're not entitled.
Black flag on the French boat there. That was a seriously aggressive move by Quentin de la Pierre. What a mistake.
Mark number 1, it is Spain, New Zealand, Denmark, the USA, and Great Britain who is involved.
Just setting up for a bear away, turning away from the wind. Slingsby has to change his rudder setting. These are like Formula 1 drivers. It's tight. Is there an overlap there with Canada and Great Britain?
Presented by Hamilton Princess, goes the way of the 2-time defending champions. Australia brings it home.
Luke 16:10 says, "He who is faithful in very little is faithful also in much. He who is dishonest in very little is also dishonest in much." Guys, in whatever we want to be the best, we have to build in small building blocks of excellence. Whatever you do, whatever you say, let it be excellent. Prove yourself in the little before you can expect to get much.
Back up against it right now tonight.
Here's McCaffrey giving way, and it's reversed back to Hogan. How about this from Stanford? Did he catch that? Pinned against the defender's back? That is utterly incredible!
51,000 plus on their feet. Miss from Robertson's grounded at third base. Arenado's got it. The U.S. has a WBC title.
And he's got 6 for Georgetown. Brown, Comer, up and down! He drops the anchor!
2 on, 2 out. Ken Bennett. That's in the air to left. Here comes Fisher. Throw by Ethier. Astros win it in time. Lillard. A chance to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long range 3.
Guys, look at this quote. Actions speak far louder than words. We have to prove ourselves in the little things before we can expect God to bless us with much.
This is Derek Prince. He who is faithful in a very little thing is faithful also in much. And he who is unrighteous in a very little thing is unrighteous also in much. Notice the little things come before the big things. If you want to have responsibility and committed to you in this life, whether it be by God or by man, cultivate faithfulness in the little things. Cultivate punctuality. Cultivate keeping your promises, even if they're only apparently trivial things, because there's a God who's watching you. He's assessing your character. He's determining whether you're to be trusted with great things. Some people have got all the words and all the qualifications, but they never come up with results. Even if you have to find somebody to work for you or somebody to work with you, don't go just by the big words and by the qualifications. Watch that person in small things. See how they handle the little responsibilities. Judge them by the way they behave when nobody's watching them and the issues don't seem big. Because the truth of the matter is, if they're faithful in small things, they'll be faithful in the bigger things. But if they're unfaithful in the small things, then don't commit to them the big things. That applies to those with whom you want to work. It applies to you too. And it's God's way of assessing you and determining what you're really worth. He watches you in the small things and judges you from those.
Listen to this lady in this next clip. She swam 103 miles in her 60s. The first person ever to do it. From Cuba to Florida. Incredible story.
It's the 5th time I stand on this shore, the Cuban shore, looking out at that distant horizon, believing again that I'm going to make it all the way across that vast, dangerous wilderness of an ocean. Not only have I tried 4 times, but the greatest swimmers in the world have been trying since 1950, and it's still never been done. The team is proud of our 4 attempts. It's an expedition of some 30 people. Bonnie is my best friend and head handler, who somehow summons will, that last drop of will within me when I think it's gone, after many, many hours and days out there. The shark experts are the best in the world, large predators below. The box jellyfish, the deadliest venom in all of the ocean, is in these waters, and I have come close to dying from them on a previous attempt. The conditions themselves, besides the sheer distance of over 100 miles in the open ocean, currents and whirling eddies, and the Gulf Stream itself, the most unpredictable of all of the planet Earth. When I turned 60, the dream was still alive from having tried this in my 20s and dreamed it and imagined it. The most famous body of water on the earth today, I imagine, Cuba to Florida. And at this point, by this summer, everybody, scientists, sports scientists, endurance experts, neurologists, my own team, Bonnie, said it's impossible. It just simply can't be done. And Bonnie said to me, but if you're going to take the journey, I'm going to see you through to the end of it. So I'll be there. And now we're there. And as we're looking out, kind of a surreal moment before the first stroke, standing on the rocks at Marina Hemingway, the Cuban flag is flying above, all my teams out in their boats, hands up in the air. We're here. We're here for you. Bonnie and I look at each other and we say, this year the mantra is, and I've been using it in training, find a way. You have a dream, and you have obstacles in front of you, as we all do. None of us ever get through this life without heartache, without turmoil. And if you believe and you have faith, and you can get knocked down and get back up again, and you believe in perseverance as a great human quality, you find your way. And Bonnie grabbed my shoulders and she said, let's find our way to Florida. And we started, and for the next 53 hours, it was an intense, unforgettable life experience. Tell you, to be in the azure blue of the Gulf Stream, as if as you're breathing, you're looking down miles and miles and miles, to feel the majesty of this blue planet we live on. It's awe-inspiring. I have a playlist of about 85 songs, and especially in the middle of the night. And that night, because we use no lights, lights attract jellyfish, lights attract sharks, lights attract bait fish that attract sharks. So we go in the pitch black of the night. You've never seen black, this black. You can't see the front of your hand, and the people on the boat, Bonnie and my team on the boat, they just hear the slapping of the arms, and they know where I am, because there's no visual at all. And Bonnie made a decision coming into that third morning that I was suffering and I was hanging on by a thread, and she said, come here. And I came close to the boat and she said, look out there. And I saw light, because the day's easier than the night, and I thought we were coming into day. And I saw a stream of white light along the horizon. And I said, it's going to be morning soon. She said, no, those are the lights of Key West. It was 15 more hours, which for most swimmers would be a long time. You have no idea how many 15-hour training swims I had done.
I know. It's incredible, Anderson, what she has done and what she was just able to do. We're on her porch, actually, here. We just finished talking. And I'll tell you, Anderson, I've met a lot of extraordinary people, as have you, throughout the years, but she is one of the ones that has inspired me the most. I want you to just listen a little bit to the conversation we just had.
You know what's so great about it, Sanjay, is that it's all authentic. It's a great story. You have a dream 35 years ago, doesn't come to fruition, but you move on with life, but it's somewhere back there. Then you turn 60, and your mom just dies, and you don't know, you're looking for something, and the dream comes awake again in your imagination. No one's ever done it. I'm not sure when the next person will do it. That's how hard it is to get everything right. And when I say everything right, with all the experience I have, especially in this ocean, I never knew I would suffer the way I did. 90 minutes later, for 49 hours, the wind just blew like heck. And it was rough. My whole mantra this year was find a way. You don't like it, it's not doing well, find a way. Even people with iron will quit when it's really tough.
Find a way, I like that.
Find a way.
You know, she's talking that way, Anderson, in part because she had to wear the special jellyfish protectant that actually was like a retainer in her mouth. And again, she's wearing it for 53 hours. And that's part of what caused those abrasions. But it was those jellyfish in the past that were so problematic.
And the three things I did sort of blurt out when we got there was first, never, ever give up. I live it. What's the phrase from today from Socrates? To be is to do. So I don't stand up and say, don't ever give up. I didn't give up. There was action behind these words. The second is, you can chase your dreams at any age. You're never too old. 64, that no one at any age, any gender could ever do, has done it, and has no doubt in my mind that I am at the prime of my life today. Yeah.
You asked me to boil down the principles of success into one thing. What is the one control factor for every outcome of your life? It determines whether at the end of 50, 60 years you end up broke, despondent, alone, bitter, and divorced. We're to boil down all the principles of success, all the outcomes in your life right now. What's the one thing? Choices.
Choices, choices, choices. Whatever you've been through, if you've had a tough background, you can turn that around. You can make the right choices. You can choose to be kind, to be hardworking, to be disciplined. Or you can choose on the lie that you've had tough times or bad things have happened to you to make bad choice after bad choice. But this is no reason. The baseline is you are the one who makes the choices about your future, to make it better or to make it worse. Look at this guy here. He's known as the fittest man on earth, the CrossFit champion. Look how he speaks about work ethic and how you must give your best effort.
I look at my medal from 2015 and I hate that. I didn't do it right, you know? It's like second place. I got second place in 2015. I should be proud of that result. I was the second fittest man in the world. But I just look at that and I'm just like, because I'm not proud of the effort I put in. I'm not proud of the corners I cut, you know? 2015, exact same results. I felt like I had lost and gotten second place. So it's just about the effort you put in, the expectations you set for yourself. And so 2016, you know, quit cutting corners, started doing it right, and the results showed for it. Because I'm not proud of the effort I put in. I'm not proud of the corners I cut, you know? I really, like, 2014, I had the same results. 2014, 2015, I had the exact same results, completely different feeling about both seasons. 2014, I was so excited, I felt like I had won second place. 2015, exact same results, I felt like I had lost and gotten second place. Oh, it's just about the effort you put in, the expectations you set for yourself. And so 2016, you know, quit cutting corners, started doing it right, and the results showed for it. And so as long as I'm training, I'm going to keep trying to do it that way.
Look what an amazing attitude he has to fear. He says before the races he starts throwing up, he starts puking from fear. But he wants that fear. That fear makes sure that he works hard, that he does not cut corners. We must not fear fear, we must embrace it.
In that 10 minutes I usually dry heave, puke, you know, just the nerves of that waiting, that anticipation. But then also like the fear. I'm always so scared going out of the competition floor, you know, thinking all these guys are more capable than me. Like, what if things don't go right? Just being really scared, you know? So that's pretty nerve-wracking to me. I don't want that fear to go away. I mean, like, I hate it. It's a very unenjoyable feeling, but at the same time, it's like when I'm scared that I'm not capable in a workout, you know, I really focus. The one line I always liked was, I'm going to do today what other people aren't willing to, so I can do tomorrow what other people can't. I always love that line of like whenever I'm training by myself, you know, kind of always like running lines like that through my head when I'm suffering. Like, people aren't willing to do this right now. You're the only one in here. And then when I get to a competition and I'm able to outperform someone on something, like, okay, I did yesterday what you didn't, so that I can do today what you can't. Trusting the hard work I'm putting in right now, it'll pay off, but it'll pay off in the end.
Picasso wrote, inspiration exists, but it's got to find you working.
Behind some of the things we use on a daily basis, there's an entire process that goes in the making. Thanks to the innovative machine that presses circles of metals into the desired shape, Ann Clark Cookie Cutters makes around 2,500 cookie cutters every hour and have a variety of more than 2,000 shapes. This is a terrain vehicle fitting perfectly into the back of a truck, and even though this doesn't look possible physics-wise, due to the lower tire pressure and the tubeless design, it can climb almost vertically. Since hydraulic presses take up less space than a mechanical press, and have somewhat the same capability, they've become a very common way to compress. This is what compressing a hot metal with a hydraulic press looks like. This is a single row egg breaker that automatically cuts and opens the eggshells, and then the egg slides down a separator ramp, which separates yolks from whites. Paring bricks the old-fashioned way can be horrible for your back. This tool is a complete game changer. With a staggering 1.1 million Twinkies being eaten around the world every day, the process of making them is completely automated. This is the process of riveting part of the structure of a dam door, and it's done by heating the metal up in order to fit perfectly. Similar to how a 3D printer works, this modular machining center can take a piece of metal and do high-precision cutting, based on the design you created. With just 2 tools, a man can make a pie dish in less than 30 seconds, and it kinda looks like a giant Reese's cup. This is how cheese is wedged to fit in the packaging line. Here's the inside of an ice cream factory in which cream is mixed up with chocolate syrup and other sweet liquids. Track and Go is the first ever wheel-driven track system, which basically can turn any SUV into a snowmobile. There's nothing stopping this mulcher from doing its job. If you ever wondered how Pop-Tarts are made, this machine does 50% of the job. Laser weldings result in stronger welds, and are far more accurate and cleaner than conventional arc or TIG welding. Bauxite is a rock which is the main source of aluminum in the world, and the aluminum atom is bonded to oxygen atoms and have to be broken down to produce pure aluminum. This is a wood turning and milling machine, mainly used for furniture production. Back in 2015, Steam launched a controller, and the assembly process of the controllers is done all by machines that took thousands of hours to code.
What goes on in your mind is extremely important. Rewire your belief system, improve your thoughts, associate with positive people, learn something every day, keep building your mind, keep renewing your mind.
You could take the world's greatest design software, the greatest engineers in the world, tens of millions of dollars have gone into designing it. And if you take this great world-class software and install it on a computer that has a faulty operating system, what happens? It's buggy, it crashes, it never operates to its full potential. But the user usually makes the mistake of saying, oh, it's that software. No. It's not the software, it's the operating system you installed it on. So that's what a lot of people do when they read a book. They go to a seminar, listen to the CD program, and then they try it, and then they go, oh, that doesn't work, that stuff doesn't work. No. It's not the program that didn't work, it was installed on an operating system. Your installed beliefs are your visual prism. They literally are like walking around the world with 3D glasses, and everything you see around you is reinterpreted entirely different based on your visual prism. The world can be this thing that is very ugly, very difficult, very hard, lots of struggle, lots of suffering. Your belief prism can make the same world be happy, wonderful, beautiful, abundant. And the only difference is not the world, it's the belief prism that you have looking at the world. Your prism becomes your prison. And this is what holds back opportunity. This is what keeps back love. This is what keeps back intimacy. This is what keeps back happiness. And this is what keeps you back from being able to break through. These limited beliefs fall into three main categories. And as I go through these, I want you to sort of recognize where you might fall into this, because I want to have you recognize where you're at so that we can break those bars of prison, limiting beliefs that are holding you back, so that you can break through and finally become the person you're capable of becoming. Helplessness. I don't have the ability to do that. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at speaking in front of people. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at persuading and convincing other people to follow me. I'm too weak. I'm too afraid. And then the third is, and this is the biggie, this is where at some point somebody, when you were a child, broke your heart. And you got a sense, somewhere, somehow, of worthlessness. I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. They won't like me. The truth of the belief that I am not is a lie. Before we ever agreed to believe I am not, it was somebody else's opinion.